Well, hey there everybody. This is kind of a spontaneous video I did not intend to make, but when I got home I just had to make this. I'm just excited now and I figure I might as well share this crap while I'm excited. It's midnight here, I should probably be in bed, but where do I start? I guess to turn this down a little bit. My brother, I was listening to my brother and I's band, I was going to say my niece, or my niece-in-law, and her boyfriend bought a storage space. And I'm going to try not to ramble here because I want to get right to all the goods. They scored. They got a really good storage space with a lot of stuff in it. And I'm sure you've all seen the bidding wars and the auction wars. They even made a TV show out of it, I think. But I'm not going to go into how much they bought it for, or how much stuff was in there, or exactly what was in there. But let's just say it was a pretty good haul for them. I mean, it was a bunch of cool stuff that I mean, there was an entire box of like vintage and custom knives. I mean, not a fortune, but that would alone pay for the money that they spent on that thing. They had so much stuff, it was just unbelievable. So she sends me a message the other day saying, hey, do you want some stereo equipment? And I said, I don't know, let me know what you have. And sure, probably. I love stereo equipment. And then she says, and also, we found some Grateful Dead tapes in the storage space that we're going through. And she says, this thing is packed. So she sends me a picture of it. And it's a bunch of cassettes, which I'm going to show at the end of this video. So if Grateful Dead bootlegs are your thing, you can skip to the end. They are awesome. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. There were a bunch of random CDs. I mean, a whole bin of just CDs. So let me go back and tell you how this... I guess she was supposed to call us to ask us if we wanted to go in half and half on the bid. Now, in retrospect, she didn't actually let us know, so she felt bad. She's like, well, you guys should just take some of this stuff. You could take the stereo equipment. We went down there tonight and went through some of the things, and she said this is only half of what was there. And we're talking like stereo speakers and amplifier. I got a Sansui amplifier she gave me and an equalizer, which is great because I actually need one, even though I have stereos that don't work very well. But it's interesting when you buy a storage space because you don't know who owned it, how they got screwed over. Maybe they forgot to pay for a couple months. Their credit card maybe was expired and then they just auction off everybody's shit. You never know what the circumstances are. But the idea is if you find any personal stuff, you're always supposed to return it. So I did find this one CD which said, Precious Picks, Hound, Shelby, and Guitar. There's only like 10 pictures on there, and they look like circa 1998 to 2002. And the fascinating thing about this is it's a storage space that looks like stuff I would have had in there from back in the day. It's hard to date stuff. The most recent thing I found was 2007. I saw that on a knife, but there was a lot of CDs and a lot of random stuff. I'm going to show, a glass bong, and he gave me this, I think this was from there. It was a camera lens. And I think that it's funny because the people, obviously, there was this whole bag full of lighters, tutors, screens, a little glass DMT pipe, it looks like. I don't want to say crack pipe, but who knows. I just said I'd just take that crap and get rid of it, but first off, this was one of the knives that she said I could take this one, and I was so grateful because this is a buck knife, and my dad had a really nice buck knife he left to me when he died. I just took it when he died. I was wearing it in a sheath on my side, and the fucking thing got lost in the middle of the woods, and I never found it. But this one is beautiful. It's just all I need, 192C. Gorgeous knife, and I really like buck knives. They're good quality, good craftsmanship. See does that thing even focus in while it's... I'm trying to get that thing to focus closer, but I don't know if I have it on the right setting. Anyway, guess it doesn't matter. I'll get to the rest of the stuff here because this is the fun part. So I haven't gone through these CDs yet. So that's why I was saying, you know, I'm going to show you the tapes at the end. But I wanted to say, you know, okay, so we've got Jimi Hendrix massive archive, and I did look at this one. It's like every Hendrix song you could imagine, bootlegs, everything. What's this? Just a tape, 70s funk. I mean, how can you go wrong? And the funny thing is, this person reminds me so much of myself and the stuff I listen to. So in this CD case, we've got the Velvet Underground, which is great with me. Then a bunch of other stuff, Yankee Hotel, we got Nilsson, Tom Waits, another Hendrix, David Bowie, Michael Jackson, Rolling Stones, Beastie Boys, Licensed to Ill, Tom Middleton. A lot of these I don't know, but more of them I do, and that's a rarity when you find a bunch of CDs. And that was Weezer, and that was the cool thing about it, ABBA. And I'll show you why this guy reminded me of myself, and it gets creepy and weird, and I'll show you why after I go through these. Nice. Fish, Lawn Boy, one of my favorite albums. Johnny Cash, love it. I don't know what that is. Voodoo Highway, I don't know who that is. Cake, I love Cake. And that's the thing, another one of the ones I found was The Sea and Cake, and I love them both. Radiohead, Love and Rockets, Grateful Dead, of course, Steely Dan, nice, because I don't have that CD. And I know a lot of people might be thinking, CDs, who cares? Weather Report, Porno for Pyros, Beastie Boys, and another one. Can't read that one. It's really endless, and I don't even want to go through all of them, but I want to just kind of point out the kind of music that was in here. Eric Clapton, Metallica, Def Leppard, Van Halen, for my brother, who we had a conversation about that. The Clash, Bush, The Best of the Doors, Rage Against the Machine, Garth Brooks, meh, not my thing. Queen, Heart, I mean, I like most of these, honestly. Weezer, Green Day, AC/DC, The Doors, Stone Temple Pilots, Foo Fighters. I like pretty much everything in this case. And as I said, for those who may be thinking, who the fuck listens to CDs anymore? I do. Let me tell you, I love Spotify, I love YouTube, I love having the option to listen to most music I want, but having a CD of that quality and being able to play it whenever you want is really, to me, a satisfying thing. I don't care much for MP3s or the garbly nature of it, especially if you wear headphones. So, but the cool thing about a CD is you own it once you have it on CD. You don't have to buy it digitally or anywhere else. You just download it on your computer and you own it, right? So I still like CDs. Oh shit, I forgot there's another huge case right here. I'll just briefly go through this one before I get to the stack of creepy CDs. The weird stuff. And it's not really that weird, but what do we got here? Kill Devil Hills. Blues. Some more blues. It looks like this is the whole blues case. Skip James, Woodbrain, Gypsy Kings, Wilco and Billy Bragg. So there's a variety of stuff in here. This one isn't exactly my favorite stuff, but Johnny Lee Hooker. So they had this definitely broken down into categories. And I haven't even brought up like either one of these 3 giant bins full of freaking CDs and stuff. So a lot of those are crappy, and you probably don't care about all that. We want to get to the fun stuff. The giant stack of mystery CDs. Now, these were in a bag, like a grocery bag, okay? And they were all labeled 10/24/97 3 of 3, 12/31/98 3 of 3, 3 of 3 98, 3/24/98 2 of 2, 5/1/98 1 of 2, and every single CD is just labeled that. And I was looking at my son and my wife, and I was like, oh fuck, that's kind of creepy. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, I don't even know if I want to put it in. And my thought, of course, I figure it's probably not nefarious, but my first thought was, what if it's somebody filming some kind of fucked up thing that they're doing, right? I mean, if you see something like that and you encounter it, you have to deal with it. Turn that shit in, and it just... It's like once you see something, you can't unsee it. So I popped it in, and of course it's a fucking bootleg. It's like a... if you're into jam bands, you know, it was a bluegrass band, somewhat bluegrass, known as... oh God, I forgot already. It's been so long since I've listened to the String Cheese Incident. They're a really good band. When I first popped it in, I thought, is this Widespread Panic? And some of these might be widespread, but I really think that these are all String Cheese Incident. One band, somebody went on tour and followed these guys for like 3 or 4 years, and fucking made CDs from every one of their shows, because they're not soundboard recordings, they're crowd recordings. And if you don't know, the Grateful Dead, all the way through their career, from the 65 all the way through 95 when Jerry died, and even to this day perhaps, I don't think they even really still do it, but that's because nobody cares to tape. They allowed what they called the taper section. And people started coming to their shows with recorders and holding microphones up and recording Dead shows back in the 60s. And that was kind of a new thing. Nobody had gone to concerts and recorded them before like that. They didn't really know how to handle it, so they just said, well, we'll just let them do it. The Grateful Dead is known as some of the greatest marketing strategists in history without even trying. Why? Because they weren't in it for the same reasons a lot of other people are in the music for. Sure, they've made their money, they've had their day and their fame, but they just let people tape and trade freely. Not only that, but you can make Grateful Dead merchandise. Sure, t-shirts, stickers, mugs, anything you want, frisbees, and sell it, and you won't get sued by the Grateful Dead. Now that might be different today. But at least back then, people were selling Grateful Dead merchandise on the lot, and the Dead did not give a shit. This worked for them. But one of the greatest things was allowing tapers to come in and record these things. And which brings me to the end of my discussion, if I can find my giant awesome box. Here it is. So, I got down there. This is like... My first thought was, she says, there's a whole thing of tapes. And I said, they must be bootlegs. There's nothing else they could be. Because nobody has Grateful Dead tapes, right? And once she sent me the picture, I confirmed it. And I'm going to hope the camera will focus in on this a little bit, if you can see that. These are all beautifully hand-drawn bootlegs. And you're goddamn right, I'm going to go through every single one of them. So this one has 5/5/1967 Crystal Ballroom, and it's the only one that's missing from the case. Crystal Ballroom is like a place where I go see shows all the time, or did before COVID. Love that place, and I'm so bummed that tape is gone, and I'm hoping it's located somewhere else in here. I have not gone through these yet. My wife and my son were all Deadheads, and they've gone through it. And so I thought, don't tell me anything that's in there so I can go through it myself. But they did mention that one was missing. Here's the next one. Beautiful. It's got a mushroom drawn on it and everything. All of these are well done and colored. I mean, they're beautifully done. And that's how you did bootlegs, because you had to color them yourself. And you waited for a long time. There's a place in Portland called the Third Eye, and people would go in there, and you would take them blank cassettes, and you would look at a book called Dead Bass, and it was all the Grateful Dead shows they had on file. You'd give them your tapes and your request, then you'd come back. It could be a month later or longer. I don't recall even how long it was. And they'd have your tapes ready for you. It was like, I believe it was free or on donation, but I don't know where these came from. All I know is that they're all done on phenomenal, high-quality cassettes. An XL2, S90, Max-L, and that's total Greek to anybody in today's world, because none of you give a shit about tapes. But anybody who grew up in the era knows that a good tape will hold its sound better than any other medium. People even argue that tapes are even better than records because you don't get the skips and pops. And CDs are great quality, but they're still digital. There is loss. So if these are quality recordings straight from analog, then they might be the best recordings you could possibly get. So this one is, oh man, 1971. Birmingham? Yeah, I think it says, yeah, Birmingham, New York. 5/2/1970. Candyman, Cumberland Blues. I won't bother you with the set lists. I'll just show you them, and because I could read this forever. I love Grateful Dead. This one looks really cool. Nassau, New York. 3/29/1990 soundboard recording, and it's got some nice art on the side too. I'll only show the good art. The next one, oh, those are all beautiful. What? Oh man, this must be like a Grateful Dead cover label that was designed for bootlegs. Okay, can you see this? This is so cool. See if I can get it to focus on this. It's got these little steelies, these little, yeah, God, they are steelies. It's got the Grateful Dead, and then it's got them on stage on the front with these lights coming down. That is really cool. I think it's 1983. It's hard to read. I'm getting tired. It's getting late. So the next one, let's see. What have we got? 1989. Dude, it's getting really hard to read. I might just have to put this aside and do this tomorrow. I just wanted to show some of the cool art. Oh, that one's really cool. I hope you can see that. Oh, what? What is that? Oh, it says killer set 1? No, what is that? I don't know. Weird. Maybe it's to protect the tape because it's got the guy on it. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to see. I'm sure you can see it well enough, and it doesn't matter. This is May 26th, 1973. San Jose. No, is that California? God damn it. I hate getting old. Sucks, dude. Well, I'm going to pull out the best ones. This cover is cool. I loved it. This is so well drawn. It says magic. This is 6/23/1974 and 12/28/1973. Oh, dude, those look like great shows. All of them are great shows. This one's got some really cool drawings on it, too. A bunch of lightning bolts on the side. I don't know if you can see that. Damn it. I need a better camera and monitor. This one's 12/28/1979, so it was around their New Year's shows. And then we've got 1989. There's just a wide variety in here. 1978. The 4th of July, 1978, Buffalo, New York. Dude, that's going to be a good one. It's got a Help Slip Frank, which for the novice means help on the way, Slipknot, Franklin's Tower. And by the way, if you're not a Deadhead, you'll be bored already of turning this off probably. Cassidy, Brown Eyed Women, Mexicali Blues, Tennessee Jed, Big River, Peggy-O, Sunset. Music Never Stopped. Yeah, that's a freaking sick show right there. That's badass. Grateful Dead, live. Help Slip Frank, Sailor Saint, which is Lost Sailor and Saint of Circumstance. Terrapin Station, Space Jam, the other one, War Frat, Not Fade Away. And what is the date? It doesn't even have one. It just says Grateful Dead live. That's weird. I'm sure I could identify it by audio now. October 24th, September 24th, 1987. Man, that one's really cool. They painted like these dripping psychedelic drips all over it. That's really cool. Grateful Dead. This one, ooh, Jackaroo. Nice. Springfield, Massachusetts, 1978. And for those who don't know, 78 was like one of the best years, dude. I mean, it was phenomenal. 1987. Oh, that's some really cool artwork too on the side. If you can't see that, then I'm sorry. June 6th, 1985. I Know You're Writer, playing drums, dude. I mean, a true Deadheads wrote this shit. Space Wheel, Playing, China Doll, Sugar Mag, Touch of Grey. Hashtag version of Sodman. Man, it's hard to see. It says, if this set was in any more explosive. What does that say? Oh shit. If this set was any more explosive, it would command a weapon. Oh god, I'm gonna have to look at that later. I fuck, dude. I'm really excited to hear it. Obviously, the thing is, you can get all of these on archive.org for free, you know, but that's a cool tape cover. That's obviously like a classic Deadhead fucking, these are meant for Deadheads. I don't know what's on it though. It's blank. It says nothing. Sometimes those are the best kind. 12/31/1990. And so for the first time I went to a Dead show was in 1992 or 3. I think it was 3. And that was in Portland. We went to a 2-night show, or maybe it was 3. The most amazing experience I'd ever had in my life. I mean, it was crazy. Here we go. Shoreline, 87. I've got to get my tape player working. And these all have notes on them, you know, saying not just what they are, but how awesome they are, or, you know, details about them. And I'm just utterly impressed. So, as I said, this whole side's full of tapes. I don't want to go through every single one because 1983. But, as I said before, look at that awesome artwork on there. It's really neat. And the cool thing is, on the other side, you open it up and there's a whole other bunch of blank tapes. And I thought, oh, they're just blank tapes. And then we opened it up and I looked at one. What is that? Dude, I mean, I recorded tapes on shit. I mean, all kinds. Capsule UDI 100. Extended frame, low distortion, Max L. Dude, that's crazy. I mean, I used to use cassette tapes all the time. I've got a ton of them. I've never seen one with that bubble. Look at that. It's kind of like clear. Trippy. Really trippy. Huh. It says it's a Capsule UDI 100. Oh! It's got a little note slider. Nice. Okay, that's fucking awesome. Jerry Garcia Band. New York. Something Hall, New York. Sanctus Masterpieces. Oh god, I wish I could read that. These guys write really small. But anyway, it's on there. It's Jerry Garcia Band. Fish, Glen Falls Civic Center. And the coolest thing is these guys were hippies, obviously. They listen to the same shit I do. I mean, it's great. 1985, Space, Truckin', Peter. Yeah, that's a Dead show. What's this next one? Stoned Temple Pilots. Not Stone Temple Pilots. That's weird. There's a thing on the inside. Blossom Music Center, Cleveland. C.C. Ryder, Dire Wolf. Born, oh god. Big Rivers, what? Jack Straw. Okay, well. It just says something different on here. They probably recorded over something else. Sorry if I'm boring you, but this to me is really Deer Creek, Colorado. That's in Colorado. 7/18/90, I think. Man, I can't wait to watch these shows. So, Stagger Lee. All right, yeah. So I'm gonna go pass on now and go to bed. 10/31/94. That's awesome because 94 was like right when I saw Jerry, and around the first time, 93, 94. I don't know what these two tapes are, but I'm gonna think maybe one of these is that lost 1967 Supertramp. That's a weird thing to be in there. I love Supertramp actually. Providence, Rhode Island, 1985. Shocking out in what? In Kamosi. Shocking out in Kamosi? That's weird. Some odd cassette tape. Okay, well, I'm on. I'm off now. I've shared everything I have to share, I think. 2 from the vault. That's actually a Grateful Dead tape there. And as you can see, I'm very excited about the Grateful Dead. I'm very excited about the quality of these tapes and the fact that we will be able to go back and listen to bootlegs. And let me just tell you this, it's like I told my niece, these are absolutely worthless to most people. I mean, they're just, you can go online and get all of these for free on archive.org, and it has most jam bands on there, stuff like that. But, I don't know. For me, that novelty and nostalgia, maybe it's just something that I needed. So, that's all I got for tonight. Turned into a long video sharing a bunch of stuff. What else did I get? Not much. Just a few things, stereos and stuff, but I'm going to make a video in the future on that. I really just wanted to share the excitement of somebody else getting an awesome storage space. We also got a bunch of dishes, for the kitchen and boring family stuff. Some bunch of really cool. They collected, whoever it was, collected elephant figurines, and coincidentally, we do too. So now we've got a lot of freaking elephants, but they're beautiful. And I don't know. It's funny when you call yourself a collector and you realize you're not a pack rat. Am I a pack rat? And you start questioning yourself, and so I just don't care anymore. As long as I'm not tripping over things, I'm fine. My house is clean. I just have a lot of stuff in my garage, and mostly stereo stuff, but it's kind of beat up, so I kind of need to get rid of a lot of it. Definitely got to make some room now. But the one thing I don't have that I do need is a tape player. I need to get that working, so I'm off to do that tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to bed. I hope you enjoyed watching this video somehow. Me and my cool shit. I love watching videos of people finding stuff and going through stuff they've got from, like, whether it be a flea market, garage sale. Like, it's exciting to me watching people open not packages, but old stuff and not knowing what you're going to get. And I would imagine most of this pertains to Deadheads in this case, or people who enjoy going to, concerts. And they need to be cleaned up a bit, but they're all in pretty good shape. I'm not a big fan of most jam bands, so this whole stack of CDs will probably be unused by me. But at the time they were recorded, it makes sense to do it that way, because in the late 90s, that's all we had. I know, you could say it a million times, kids today are so goddamn lucky to not have to deal with that shit. But anyhow, everything fits on a little SD card, man. You can have like a 500 gigabyte SD card now. It's just crazy. Probably a terabyte micro SD card. I mean, they just come out, keep coming out, keep coming out. the capabilities are there. They just want to charge as much as possible. So, but the price per gigabyte is just absurd today compared to how much you could fit on an MP3 player back then, or a phone. You could get like, what, 10 songs or something. But the final thing that I just remembered I wanted to share with you all, and thank God I remembered, this sweater I'm wearing. I'm sure somebody will ask me about it. I totally forgot to mention it. Yes, it's a U.S. mail carrier sweater. And when I saw this in the big rack of clothes they got, they had something like 17 leather jackets they found in there. And it's really weird because I just had a crazy deja vu that I went through that situation where I went down and saw all those jackets. It was very strange. Two weird things happened. I pulled this off of the rack and said, I have to have this. My dad was a letter carrier. He passed away when I was 15, and he worked up until he couldn't work anymore. He was dedicated to his job, and he was a dedicated dad. And so I kind of was like, I'll take that in his honor. It just reminds me of him. She's like, oh, they got a whole bag, like a letter carrier bag full of like clothes and stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to get those or not, but I'm happy with the sweater. But the other weird thing was she told me she had to she found a jacket that I'd probably like. And as she was talking to the neighbor, I was just going through all the clothes, and I pulled out this corduroy jacket, and I put it on. It was like actually just a shirt with like sheep's wool kind of on the inside. And she turns around, and she's like, oh my God, that's the jacket that I'd picked. So she'd picked out the exact jacket she thought I'd like, and that was the same one I grabbed out of like 100 pieces of jackets and shirts. But, I mean, I'm a corduroy guy. You can't go wrong. I mean, I'll wear stupid sweaters and corduroy shirts and pants and unmatching things. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm just who I am, but, you know, wearing duct tape slippers outside and shit. It's tacky sometimes. Once in a while, I like to wear a suit and just look funny. It was funny when I wore a suit the other night and went to the store. I got so many looks. And to me, I'm just like, I don't like that. It's uncomfortable, you know. Anyway, that's a totally different story altogether. Oops, better pause that. I'll talk to y'all later, and thanks for listening. I'm going to go through the rest of this shit. Looks like we've got a lot of DVDs. No, I think these are empty. They're Blu-rays, but... Oh, it looks like there's the Rocky Horror Picture Show, though. Creepy. I wonder if it's in there. Oh, it's all stuck together. I don't even want to know why. Is it in there? Oh, look at that. It's a Rocky Horror Picture Show. VitalToys.com. Buy your set of action figures. Yes, I want Rocky Horror Picture Show action figures. Thank you very much. So, yeah. There's always a lot of fun shit to find, right? So I'll talk to y'all later. And be well. Treat each other well. Have a wonderful night. Thanks again for coming along. And don't forget to listen to the punk group Video Games. No, I've never heard of them, but I will.